All right, welcome to your day 181 health check for PLAZM. Look, the entire crypto market is gripped by extreme fear right now, and you can definitely see that reflected in the price. So what we're going to do is dig into the data and see what's really happening under the hood.
Okay, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. We're looking at a pretty hefty drop here. A 13.75% dip in just the last 24 hours. Yeah, that's one of the sharper moves we've seen in a while for sure.
So that drop brings the PLAZM price down to about 1.72 cents. And, it's not just PLAZM. The protocol's governance token, eShare, is also feeling the heat, dipping to $7.38. It really shows that the negative vibe is hitting the whole ecosystem.
But here's the thing, right? With a protocol like this, price is only one piece of the puzzle. So before we jump to any conclusions, we have to look at the other core metrics. And honestly, today, they're telling a completely different story, one that pretty much flies in the face of what the price is doing. All right, first up, the foundation. Let's check in on the vault. And wow, look at this. This is where things get interesting. Despite all that price chaos, the vault is just solid. It's holding strong at over $417,000. And remember, this isn't some made-up number. It's backed by actual, real-deal, yield-generating bond positions. That's what creates that structural floor for the whole protocol.
Okay, next section. Let's talk about the counter-narrative, bonds and APR.
Check this out, 12,301. That's the total number of bonds outstanding. Now, think about it. On a day where the price is tanking, you'd probably expect this number to go down, right? Well, nope. It actually went up. 28 new bonds were created overnight.
So what does that mean? It means while some people were selling the token, a whole other group of people were buying up the core yield-bearing asset of the protocol. It's a key point to remember. These bonds, they don't panic, they don't have feelings, they just sit there and produce yield day in and day out.
And this right here, this is just a perfect example of the protocol's mechanics doing their thing. As the price of PLAZM goes down, the APR you earn on your bonds actually goes up. We saw it tick up from 37.9 to 38.15% today. It's literally the system working exactly as designed, in the holder's favor.
Okay, let's peek into the engine room now and look at the automated mechanics.
This thing is like a Swiss watch, I swear. The yield engine is just so consistent. It's pumping over $436 of fresh yield into the protocol every single day. And that gets turned into a payout of almost 87,000 PLAZM every epoch for all the stakers out there.
And get this, the protocol itself was out there shopping today. It was an active buyer. The buy and burn mechanism spent $130 to just permanently delete PLAZM from the supply. Then, the buy and build used another $30 to beef up the liquidity pool. And the best part? It did all of this buying at a discount thanks to the price drop.
The vault is also growing all by itself, which is pretty cool. It's just compounding. 20% of that daily yield we just talked about gets automatically plowed back in, buying more than 2.5 new bonds every single day. That's another $87 being added to the vault's backing every 24 hours without anyone having to lift a finger.
All right, let's take a look at supply. This is super important, especially on a volatile day like today.
So looking at this, you might see that almost half the supply is liquid. But hold on. Look at the other slices. A combined 36% is basically off the market. It's either been burned for good or it's staked by people who are earning yield. The point is, it's not being actively traded.
What that all means is that the float, the actual amount of tokens that could realistically be sold on the market today, is a lot smaller than it looks on paper. Every single token that gets burned or staked is one less token that can create selling pressure.
Okay, so if the fundamentals look solid, where's the pressure coming from? Is there some giant unlock event on the horizon? Let's check the release radar.
And the answer is a big, fat no. The 80-day radar is crystal clear. We're talking no major unlock events, no vesting cliffs, nothing. No scheduled supply shocks for the next 2.5 months. It's clear skies.
Okay, so what about the short term? Any pressure there? Well, it's basically zero. The total scheduled token releases for the entire next week add up to 83 tokens. Total value? $1.43. I mean, you can't even buy a coffee with that. So yeah, no pressure there.
So let's put this all together. What's the final verdict for day 181?
Today's story is really a tale of two tapes, isn't it? On one side, you've got the price, which reflects pure market pressure and fear. But on the other side, you've got the fundamentals of the protocol, and they're all green. The foundation is stronger with more bonds, the mechanics are working better with a higher APR, the engine is chugging along, and the outlook is totally clear.
And that's the whole point, right? The protocol was literally designed for days like this. The machine just keeps running, keeps compounding, no matter what the price does. So what a day like today really becomes is a test of conviction for holders. Because all the underlying numbers, they're telling us the foundation is holding up just fine.
As always, just a quick reminder that crypto is a wild ride. And this is all for educational and entertainment purposes, definitely not financial advice. Do your own research, stay informed, and try to stay patient. And that's your health report for day 181.